Hello, everybody, and welcome to my class. Today we will be learning about quadratics. Well, not really learning because we are going to be solving problems. And as I said earlier, uh, problem solving is a very essential part of mathematics. So today we will be solving a lot of problems regarding our knowledge on quadratic equations. So let's look at our schedule. First, okay, the schedule is messed up. Problems is not the last part. We're only doing problems this lesson. Okay. Basically, it's just these two. First, we're going to review graphing quadratics and we're going to solve problems related to graphing quadratics. Next, we are going to be solving quadratics using two methods, square root and square root and factoring. Okay, let's start. Are there any questions so far about our schedule for this class? Any questions? Okay, good. And Edward, yes, you got your Desmos. That's good. So, today we're going to be starting with graphing quadratics. And first, we're going to start with this problem. Graph this function. Yes, I know. X squared minus 2x plus 2. Okay, so if you have Desmos, okay, then you can go to that website and graph it. Hold on a second, that's basically cheating. No, don't do that. Graph it on a coordinate grid first. What am I saying? Okay, and then check your answer on Desmos. Oh, never mind, I already told you the answer. Okay, basically told you a way to cheat. That's just sad. But anyways, I hope some of you at least trustworthy, and which probably none of you are. But yes, yeah, graph this function. But since you can't really display a graph on our chat box because that's where all your answers will go, please, if you remember from graph and quadratic class, please put the AOS in the vertex in the chat. And those are very important in a quadratic function. So the AOS and vertex, please put them in the chat. And if you are correct, then I'll assume that you graphed it correctly. And for those who are just joining us today, the AOS is the axis of symmetry, and if you don't know this stuff, don't mind about that. I'll walk you through this problem. Yeah. Okay. So, well, I've been talking rubbish for about like 5 minutes. Let's see. Only one comment. Okay, that's just sad. This is supposed to be fast, okay? Fast answers, probably. And never mind, not even an answer. Okay, this is this. Oh yay. Finally, an answer. The AOS is -1/2. -1/2. Okay, and my brother is here to wreak havoc. Okay. So Desmos. Okay. So Desmos, how do you get Desmos? You just type it into Google and do desmos.com. How easy is that? Yay. Okay. Since you don't know how to do Desmos, okay. Hold on. Let me just go to Google Chrome here. I bet you can all see this. Yes. Beautiful bird. Okay. So this is the Desmos calculator. Just do desmos.com. And this is our graphing calculator. Now don't even think about using this as a way to cheat. Yeah. Hold on a second. I just told you the way to cheat. Okay, that's just bad. So now let's return to our problem here. And let me go over the three essential parts of a graph. So does anybody remember the three essential parts of a quadratic function? Does anybody remember? Put it in the graph, okay? I talked about this when I was teaching you guys about quadratic functions, okay? The three essential parts. Okay, yes, precisely. The AOS, the axis of symmetry, the vertex, and the parabola. The parabola is going to be a U-shaped graph. The vertex is going to be the starting point of the whole graph, either the highest or the lowest point of our parabola. And the AOS is the line of symmetry that runs through the parabola, and it basically cuts the parabola into two equal parts. So with that in mind, let's go over the steps of how to graph a quadratic function. So first, step one, and I'm going to use this graph, this function, as an example here. The first step is, well, this is not really the first step, but it's always good to do this, okay? It's always good. Kind of like preparation for the first step. So basically what you need to do here is to find the a, b, and c values. And as you know, a quadratic function is in this form. Ax squared plus bx plus c. It's always in this form. And actually, it's y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we need to find our a, b, and c values, which are quite important. So as a warm-up question, can anybody tell me in the chat what is A, B, and C? And pay attention to the signs. Okay. So, yes, A is 1, B is -2, and C is 2. Yes, both of you are correct. Congratulations. So, A is going to be 1 since A is here right before X. And then this is B, -2, and this will be C. So let's just write that down real quick. And let's start with our first step. The first step actually is to find our AOS, okay? And the formula for this AOS, and if you don't have notes on this, you better write this down because it's very important. So it's basically -b over 2a, okay? -b over 2a. -b over 2a. And in this scenario, let's just plug the numbers in. It's going to be 2 over 2 equals 1, right? So -2 is going to be 2, and a is going to be 1, and 2a is going to be 2. So the AOS is going to be 1. And the axis of symmetry is basically the starting point of our graph, and basically the x value of our vertex. So let's go to Desmos and graph this. So we have a point here. What is it? So 3. Since we don't know our y value, let's just say 0. Okay, so right here is going to be the x value of our vertex. Okay. So we have the vertex here. And actually, since we have the x value of our vertex, the second step is to find the y value of our vertex, and then we can have the coordinates of our whole vertex. So the second step is vertex. And basically, how do we get this? Is we need to plug our AOS and it's 1 right here, okay? And we need to plug this into our equation right here. So let's plug it in. It's 1 squared minus 2 plus 2, and that's still gonna be 1, okay? So, wait a second. Why the heck did I put 3, 0? It's 1, 0. Must have been confused. It's 1, 0, kids. Okay. Bruh, this is sad. 1, 0, and actually make that 1, 1, because now we know our vertex. It's 1, 1. Yes. Okay. So our vertex is 1, 1, and okay. The vertex formula. The vertex formula is basically just plugging the AOS in. You see, the AOS is 1 here. We're plugging the AOS into our function. Okay? There's not really a set formula for that. It adapts to the function. Basically, you find the AOS and then you plug it into our function, and then hence you get the Y value of the vertex. And then we get our vertex, which is 1, 1. Okay, do you understand now? Okay, so let's continue. The third step is finding 2 points that are close to the AOS. Okay, let me just write that down real quick. So 2 points that are close to the AOS, because right now we can't really like see how the graph is gonna go, because we just have a vertex. Okay, we just have a vertex. So we're going to find 2 points close to that AOS. Okay, so usually we find what, the AOS right here, find the vertex right here, and then you find 2 points that are close to the AOS, for example, right here and right here, and then using our AOS, because that's a line of symmetry, so the graph is going to be symmetrical, you can find 2 other points, and here is a U-shaped parabola right here. Okay. So that's how. So now we're going to find those 2 points, and basically we're just going to find 2 numbers that are close to our AOS, and then plug those numbers into our function. So here's our function. The input is x, the output is y. So when we put our AOS, which is x in this case, 1, we got y, the output, as also 1. So now let's try 2. Okay, let's plug in 2 to the equation. So let's plug that in. 2 squared minus 4 plus 2, and that is going to be equal to 2. So apparently it spits out the same number. Okay, so now we've got 1 extra point. Now let's try another one. Let's try 0. Okay, let's try 0. 0. Okay, actually, let's graph that on Desmos first. Let's add 1. Okay, so what was it? 2, 2. Okay. So now we've got this point, okay? And our AOS is basically a line straight down the vertex. Here it's kind of already showing our parabola now. Okay. So, try 3. Okay. Steven, now try 3. So 3. A 3 Well, it's not going to be like 3 again, probably, because 2 squared, that's going to be equal to 4, but then negative 2 times 2 is still negative 4, so that's how we still got 2. And the same thing with 1, but 3 squared is going to be 9, so it's different. Let's try it out. 9 minus, okay, 9 minus 6, right? 9 minus 6 plus 2, that's going to be 5, okay? So, and let's graph that. And you guys can check my work. 3, 5. Okay, so our point's right here, and you can kind of see this is half of the parabola. So now let's actually graph our function x squared minus 2x plus 2. So, x, okay, where the heck is, oh, there it is. X squared plus 2, x plus 2. Okay, it's actually minus, I think. Okay, so you see here, it touches all of these points. Okay, here it touches all of these points, these extra points that we did, and it's kind of a pretty narrow U shape we have here. So that's going to be our first problem. And yeah, I know. I just wasted like 15 minutes talking about one single problem, and we have like 14 problems to go through. This is going to be a long day. Okay, well, now I explained it, hopefully you guys can do it faster. Hopefully, you never know. So, and don't you dare use decimals as a cheating tool. Why did they even create decimals? Okay. So, second problem. X equals negative 3 squared minus 12x minus 7, okay? Please graph this on your own without Desmos. And then in the chat, put the AOS and also put the vertex, okay? And once in a while, say something so I know you're not dead or something. So I know you're alive, actually paying attention, because that would be a very bad issue. Okay. So, yeah, this is the problem. Negative 3x squared minus 12x minus 7. Okay. And since you can't really put a graph into the graph box, as I said earlier, please just put the AOS or the vertex. Well, not or, and the vertex. Coordinates for the vertex. Okay. The AOS is 2 and the vertex is 5. Okay, 5 is not the vertex. Well, it probably is the y coordinate of the vertex, but for the vertex, it has 2 coordinates. So I apologize if I didn't make it clear earlier. Vertex is going to be a set of coordinates. So it's probably like 2, 5, 2, 2, 5 or something, because the AOS is basically the x coordinate of the vertex. But I think you're still correct. Good job. Okay, so any more answer, people? Hope you're not dead or dead of boredom or something, because that'd be very sad. apparently no one else knows how to answer this problem. Oh, that's just even more sad. Okay, so look at our AOS here. Basically, negative b divided by 2a. Okay, I see a problem here. It's a very big problem, Stephen. The AOS is actually negative 2, not 5. See here, it's the formula for the AOS is negative b over 2a. Okay, and negative b here, b is negative 12. So negative b is going to be 12. 12 over 2a, a is negative 3. So 2a is going to be negative 6. And therefore we have an AOS of negative 2. Okay, so now let's look at our vertex. The vertex, we're going to plug negative 2 into our formula. Okay. So let's just plug that in. That's going to be negative 3 times 4 minus, actually plus 24 minus 7 equals negative 12. Actually, that's going to be equal to 5. Yeah, it's 5. Negative 12 plus 24 equals 12 minus 7 equals 5. Okay, yeah. Very good. Now we have the AOS and our vertex. Okay, the y coordinate of our vertex. Okay, so basically, hold on. The answer for this problem, the AOS, okay, is going to be actually negative 2. Okay, and our vertex is going to be negative 2 and negative 2, 5. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, third problem. This one should go by pretty fast after our first two problems. I'll give you a few moments to solve this one. We have two answers. The AOS is 4 or it is negative 1. Okay. See, Stephen is correct. And the vertex is also correct. Wow. Good job. Well, I don't know if the vertex is correct, but judging by the equation, it's probably correct. Okay, let me solve it real quick. So, negative b over 2a. B is negative 2, so negative b is going to be 2 over 1 equals 2. Oh, never mind. Over 2 equals 1, okay. And then just plug that in. It's going to be 1 minus 2 plus 5. Okay. Are you sure that vertex is correct? Steven, what do you mean by -1? Okay, I don't mean -1. Because you see here, this is our b value. And then we take the negative of that, it's going to be +2. And then a is going to be 1, so over 2 equals 1, right? Yeah. And also your y-coordinate for the vertex is also incorrect because since I think it was because you got -1 as the AOS, so it was probably wrong. So let me see, -1 as the AOS, 1 minus +2, yeah. Yeah, that equals 8, that is correct if the AOS is 1, -1, but since the AOS is 1, it's going to be -2 plus 5, actually it's -1 plus 5, and that's going to be equal to 4, so it's 1, 4. That's the vertex. So let's erase all this rubbish and let's write it in a neat, very calm, formal manner. Okay, so the AOS is going to be 1, and the vertex is going to be 1, 4. So this should go by relatively quicker. Solve this with the square root. 3a squared plus 75 equals 0. Okay, I'll give you some time. Please put your answer in the chat. And remember, most of these quadratic equations have 2 solutions. Okay, so remember that. Remember that. It's probably going to be plus minus something. Yep, a equals plus minus 5. Very fast. Well, I could, yeah. Very fast indeed. Good job. You see, what do we do first? Okay, what do we do first? First, we move 75 to the side. Okay, 3a squared equals -75. And then what do we do? Okay, actually, even your answer is wrong. Squared equals -25. Can we take the square root of a negative number? The answer is 5i. Or it's going to be no real solutions. Same thing. It's 5i or it's no real solution. Okay. So well, you can divide 3 as well. Yeah. Yeah, same thing. Okay. So you see here your mistakes, Stephen. It's no real solutions. Okay? Because we can't take the square root of -25. Okay? You can take the square root of 25, but not -25. So I should, you think I should upgrade my iPad? This is my mom's iPad, so I can't really upgrade it without her permission. And also, the phone problem. Yeah, I don't have a phone, so that's that. Yeah. So, I guess we're going to continue. Second problem. Do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, no time. Just kidding. I'll give you a few moments to do this. 1/2 t squared minus 25 equals 0. Okay, do this. This one has a solution, I promise. This one has a solution. Okay. T equals the plus minus square root of 50. Yes. Yep. Two solutions, Edward. Not one solution. You only have one solution when it's square root of 0. The square root of 0 is 0. It's not negative or positive. So, yeah. Stephen, that's correct. It's a plus minus square root of 50. Very good. So now let's walk you through this one. Okay. So let's multiply everything by 2. Okay, because we need to get rid of this fraction. Let's get rid of this fraction. So it's t squared minus 50 equals 0. T squared equals 50. Okay, then we square root, right? T equals plus minus square root of 50, but the exams won't take this answer. They won't take this. It's either round to the nearest tenth or 100th, in which case it would be plus minus 7.1, because that's close to square root of 50. Even closer, and this is exact, we can just simplify this radical, and this will be a simplified radical. You'll see that a lot, okay, when you see that answer choice. Give your answer as a simplified radical. That's how they do it in math count. So then you have to write it like this. Okay, so I haven't taught you that yet, so you don't have to do it like that. Basically, you see here, this is a square root of 50. Let's take that out. What is 50? Okay, it's 2 times 25. Okay, 25, that's a perfect square. So we're going to square root that and put it outside. So hence it's going to be, hold on a second, it's going to be 5 times square root of 2. And then we simplified it. Okay, so that's one way. This is the other way. This is the third way. Okay. So it really doesn't matter. Stephen is correct. Plus minus square root of 50 or this or that. Okay. So many answers. Yeah. Okay. How do you write like the simplified radical form? Well, in the chat, square root is this. So, to write this radical, you have to do this. Yeah. And yeah. And then you have to do plus minus. Okay, that's a very big answer. So I don't prefer you to do that. That's too much work, honestly. So you can just put it as plus minus 7.1 or something. Next problem before factoring. Actually, let's move on to factoring. Okay, square root is too easy for you guys. Factoring. Number 1, let's solve this equation by factoring. 4x squared plus 17x minus 15 equals 0. Okay, do it. I'll give you a few more moments to do this problem. Any answers? Or have you all forgotten how to do factoring? That would be very sad. Wow. Like I said. Okay, Steven. 4x minus 3 times x plus 5. Okay. Edward, I believe the term is a wizard, which applies to females. Steven, 4x minus 3 times x plus 5, and yes, equals 0. And then you can find x, right? 2 solutions. Very good. Well, I don't know if your factoring is correct because I haven't solved it yet. So let's solve it now. Let's solve it. Okay. Times, multiply. A and C, it's going to be negative 60, guys. So, which two numbers multiply to negative 60 and add up to 17? Which two numbers? It's going to be 20 and negative 3, okay? 20 and negative 3, and once we have these two numbers, we can just split this b term, and we have, it's still equal to 17x, right? But now we have 4 terms. We can use factor by grouping. So now let's factor by grouping. So 4, just factor out the GCFs, and plus 5, okay, and then minus 3 x plus 5, okay. So hence we get 4x minus 3 times x plus 5, okay. So then equals 0. Let's assume that both of these equals 0, and we can get the answer, right? So 4x minus 3 equals 0. What is that? 4x equals 3, x equals 3/4. And then x plus 5 equals 0, x equals negative 5. Okay, so these are our two answers, 3/4 and negative 5. Okay, so my second part is wrong. Okay, this Edward. 3x minus 15. Even if we were doing, because we're not doing 3x minus 15, we're doing negative 3x minus 15. And even if we were doing 3x minus 15, 3x minus 15 is 3 times x minus 5, not 3 times x minus 15. Then we would get 3x minus 45, which doesn't multiply out. Yeah. The sign, well, okay, include the minus, okay? Include the minus. There we go. So what if we didn't factor out our subtraction sign? Then we would get x minus 5, okay? And that's not the same as x plus 5, so we don't want that. So just make sure these two terms are the same, and then we can just factor it. Okay. So next problem. 3x plus 14x plus 45 equals 0. I'll give you a few more moments to solve this problem. Please put your answer in the chat box. For those who haven't answered in like their How many answered? How many people haven't like said a thing in this class? Oh wow, Steven, you already done? You already done? Oh well, these are the easy ones, so I wouldn't expect less. It's x squared, so x squared plus bx plus c is much easier than ax squared plus bx plus c, so pretty fast answer. And yes, and 5 and 9 multiply to 45, and they add up to 40. Yeah, correct. Okay, so 8 people that haven't answered one question in this class. Yes. I bet you're all playing Minecraft in that little corner of yours. Expelliarmus. Yay. So, Steven is correct. X is -5 and -9. Okay, see here, 45. Two numbers that multiply to 45 and add up to 14. It's going to be 5 and 9. X equals -5 and X equals -9. Very good, Steven. And apparently only Steven is answering now. Oh, and Edward sometimes. At least he's trying. And everybody else apparently can't even do these problems. What a gnome. Say something. Let me know you're alive. If you don't say something, that means you're dead. If you do say something, that means you're being disrespectful and not answering me. If you okay. So apparently you're all dead. Oh wow, that's a very big problem. So am I just talking to a bunch of dead people? That's very sad. Well, rest in pieces. Okay. X cubed minus 5x squared minus 4x plus 20. Okay. Equals 0. This should get you going for a pretty long time. Let's count how many minutes Steven needs to solve this problem. It's 48 right now. 49. 1 minute has passed. Let's see. Give me your answer when you're done. How many minutes do you need to solve this problem? Okay, you haven't started yet. No. Okay, let's restart the time. 49.5. And anyone else is going to enter this challenge. See how long you take to answer this question. Hello. Already? No, you still haven't given me the answer yet, so. 45 seconds. You're done factoring. And then I need the answer. And then we can figure out how many minutes you used. Well, I can't really be sure. I'm just looking at the time in minutes. So I guess. Wow. Very good. About how much? About 1 minute and 15 minutes. Or 1 minute to 1 minute and 15 minutes, that range. It's very fast. Okay, yeah. And also your answer is also correct. And you have 3 answers, which is correct because this is a cubic equation. A cubic equation. So now let's go here. Let's just solve by grouping first. Okay. And then what we get? Okay. 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 never mind, not here. So then after you get that, so just done. So go 0. So after you get that, you have x squared minus 4, difference of squares. You can use difference of squares here. So x plus 2x minus 2, x minus 5, and x equals plus minus 2 and 5. Yes, your answer is correct. Okay, that took me about like 45 minutes, 30 minutes. No, not 45 minutes. That would be that. 45 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay, very fast indeed. I haven't got slow. So, next question. Actually, this is our last question. Yeah, it's very sad indeed. Okay, 6x squared equals 14x minus 4. I know. This isn't the form of the quadratic equation, but can't you move the terms to make it a quadratic equation? Kids nowadays. Okay. I'll give you a couple moments to solve this problem. Starting now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Still waiting for an answer. Oh, there's a comment. Okay. Wow. Already. 2 times x minus 2. Wow. I see what you did there. You factored out 2 first. That's a good thing. Okay, good. Now, let's test if your answer is correct. What did you get? 2 and 1/3? Okay, let me check. So, what do you do first? You make it into a quadratic equation, because without it in being in the form of a quadratic equation, you can't even solve it. So, now we're all very calm and very composed here. So, now let's do this problem. It's going to be minus 14x plus 4, right? Okay, so now let's find out what. Okay, let's multiply 6 and 4. That's going to be 24. So what multiplies to 24 and adds to negative 14? Let's see. What is that? That's going to be negative 12 and negative 2. So let's rewrite our equation. And here we have it. Okay. Now let's factor by grouping. Okay. And oh, hold on. 6x. There we go. And then here we have what? Negative 2 and x negative minus 2. Okay, so now we're done factoring. We have 6x minus 2 and times x minus 2 equals 0. And then what do we get? We have, x equals 1/3 and 2. Okay, yeah. Good job, Stephen. So, that is the correct answer. Congratulations to everyone who got the correct answer, and of course that's Stephen, because he has been the only one that's giving me correct answers this whole class, and the rest of you haven't been paying attention probably, and this is very sad. It's very sad, but I don't care. So yeah. So, now we're just gonna waste 3 more minutes of class time talking about random stuff because it's not the end of the class yet, and I don't want your parents to be disappointed. So let's talk about random stuff for 3 minutes, and then let's end the class, right? No, I'm too lazy for that. Thank you for listening, people. Yeah, see you next class. Yay. Okay, you can go now. Bye. Yes. Bye, everyone.